All right, section 2-3 is multiplying and dividing fractions, and that's the it of unit 2. Simple, right? Fractions, actually, there's only a few concepts that you need to understand, but it allows you to do so many more things once you have those concepts down. So, and I actually kind of saved the easiest for last. Multiplying and dividing is the easiest for sure. So, unlike adding and subtracting, in order to multiply fractions, you don't need a common denominator. You're not trying to add things together. You're just trying to multiply partials times partial, okay? You're just trying to find the product of two or more fractions. And there's a couple methods that you can use to do that. So the first one is just multiplying across. So you remember you have to multiply numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator, right? So you can do that. And then after that, you have to remember to simplify your fraction completely. So for this one, we're going to multiply 5 times 3 and 12 times 7. So now I get 15 over 84. Now I have to see if they're reducible. So I'm going to use my rules of numbers that I know. I know it can't be 2 because that's an odd number and 2 can't go into that. Let's check and see if it's reducible by 3. So 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 divided by 3 works. 8 plus 4 is 12, and you can divide 12 by 3 also. So I should be able to divide a 3 out of each of these. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. I got to figure out 84 down here. So let's do 84 divided by 3. So 3 goes into 8 twice, with 2 left over. And 3 goes into 24 8 times. So 5 over 28. Nothing else can simplify out of that, and I know that because the only factors of 5 are 5 and 1, and 5 can't go into 28 evenly. So that will be my resulting answer. Okay, method 2, which I find easier, but again, it's yours to decide how you would like to go about things. I'm just giving you options. Method 2 is that first you cross-cancel out any common factors, then multiply across, and if you still need to reduce at the end, then you can go ahead and do that, okay? So I'm going to show you two ways of doing this. So split this down the middle. We're going to do this problem twice. Okay, so you've got 5/12 and 3/7. So I can cross-cancel anything that's on the top and on the bottom. So 5 can't go into 7, so nothing's going to reduce for me there. But 3 does go into 12. And 3 goes into 3 once and goes into 12 4 times. I don't have anything else I can cross-cancel, and so now I can just multiply. And I would get 5 over 28, which is in fact the number I got when I did a problem the other way. Now I'm going to show you why this works in case you're still not seeing it. And I want you to remember that you can multiply numbers in any order. It doesn't matter, right? So 2 times 3 equals 6. 3 times 2 equals 6, right? It doesn't matter what order we multiply that in. So remembering that, I can actually make one big fraction out of all of this if I wanted to. So on the top of that, I could have 5 times 3. And on the bottom, I'm going to break anything into factors that I can. And I'm going to use factors that I see up here. So 12, even though I know I can multiply 2 and 6, that doesn't really help me a whole lot because 2 and 6 don't live up here, but a 3 lives up here. So this is actually, 12 would be 4 times 3, and then I have to multiply it by that 7. Once I have similar factors on the top and bottom, because you're great at equivalent fractions now, you know that 3 divided by 3 equals 1. That is why you can cancel those out, because 1 doesn't change the value of the fraction, so now you just have a 5 on top. On the bottom you have 4 times 7, which is 28. Okay? So there's basically 3 methods for you to multiply fractions. I'm going to let you choose the one that you like the best. Okay? Division is closely related, not the same, but very closely related. So it's the opposing function of multiplying, so we need to do the opposite of that. So in division, it's really important to remember that you have to take the reciprocal of the second fraction. It's never the first fraction, only the second. And the reciprocal is simply when you flip a fraction on its head. So let's just do a couple of those. So if I asked you the reciprocal of 4/3, that would be 3/4, right? Out loud, tell me the reciprocal of 2/5. That'd be 5/2. And what about smiley face over star? The reciprocal of that would be star over happy face, right? You're just taking those fractions, and what was above is now below, and what was below is now above. Okay? Simple. All right, so let's get our little smiley face over. All right, good. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to flip this fraction. Now, when I do these, if I see a divide, another divide sign that didn't come up. Okay, that should be divide. So divide 4/9 divided by 1/3. So what I do when I see these is I actually just write right next to it. I know I'm only flipping this fraction, right? So all I do is right next to it is I write multiply instead, and I flip the fraction right over. Then I come back and I just scratch through that. Now I've got a really easy thing to deal with. So again, you can either multiply straight across top to top, bottom to bottom, and then simplify. Each of those can be divided by 3, and you would get 4/3. Or, what I prefer to do is find out how you can cross cancel. So 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 9 3 times, 4 times 1 is 4, 3 times 1 is 3. Okay? It's about as easy as it gets. Okay, so multiplying and dividing mixed numbers. So, you really do want to change that into an improper fraction first. Okay, especially with mixed numbers, there's really just no other way to go about it. So you're going to multiply the denominator by the whole number and then add the numerator. So 9 times 5 is 45, plus 2 is 47. And I didn't seem to put a division problem in here, so let's do that. So let's do 5 2/9 divided by, let's make one up. Let's see, let's divide it by 4 1/3. Okay? So we have to change that into a mixed number also. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So it's going to give us 13 over 3. Now, when you go ahead and divide that, you need to flip that second fraction. And like I said, I do it right here. You can rewrite it down below if you want. This is just the way I tend to do it. Okay? And now cross cancel if you can. 3 goes into 1. Sorry, 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 9 3 times. I don't see anything else that I can simplify. I actually think that 47 is a prime number, so nothing comes out of that. So now when I multiply top to top and bottom to bottom, I get 47 over 39. And that's it. As much as you need to know about fractions for now, and they really don't get more complicated than that. So I hope this has made it easier for you, and we will do a lot of practice in class, and good luck to all of us. Thanks.